got to remember how to do this.
I know it's been so long. I almost forgot how.
Holy
I know.
moly.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody, and
everybody.
welcome to episode 202. We're just going to get right to it because this is our first episode since not only before the con, but also
Con,
after the con.
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 There we go. See, man, you are
Yeah, he's out of it.
out of
I'm
sync,
out of
Sedge.
sync, man. I've been
Yeah.
on the road for 2 weeks.
So tonight we're going to be discussing a recap of our wonderful event, and as well as right after the con, these two decided to go down to Tampa like the very next day for a build off, which I was unfortunately unable to attend due to prior commitments, golf. But yeah, so we're basically going to talk about the event, kind of what we've been up to, getting caught up since it's been a couple of weeks. But before we do that, the very first thing that we want to do is say a humongous thank you to all of the wonderful sponsors that we had for SplinterCon this year. And I'm going to read off a couple of different sponsor stuff. So you're going to hear some of the brands twice, but we want to give a huge thanks to our paid sponsors, starting with the gold level, which was TSO Products, Eagle Woodworking, and Grex.
Thank
And
you.
then we moved up to the, wait a minute, I'm sorry, that was the silver
Nope.
level. Then it was the gold.
Yep.
I forgot gold's more valuable than silver.
Mm-hmm.
So those three for the silver. Moving on to gold, we want to thank Rubio, KM Tools, Celiche, Leather by Dragonfly, and Forge 3D.
And Grex was a gold.
Were they a gold?
Yes.
Why do I have them as a silver then?
I have no idea.
Okay, Grex was a gold
Okay,
sponsor.
hey, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Grex. I don't know why I have it in my notes that they were. Oh, so that changes our numbers, by the way, just to let you know. Man, I'm off. Oh yeah, platinum sponsor. Huge thank you to Joel and Grit Automation
Yes.
for the platinum sponsorship. And now all the giveaway sponsors. We had Type Bond, TSO Products, US Tool and Fastener, Bits, Grit Automation, KM Tools, Harvey Woodworking, Forge 3D, Leather by Dragonfly, Celiche, Shaper, Jessam, Temple Tool, Tormek, Grex, and Rubio. And we also had Melbourne Tool. However, we did not get the product in time, and so we came up with a great idea, which we'll have to do next week. I don't have it pulled up and ready to go. We do understand that some people were unable to attend. I was actually kind of surprised because I think in total, if my math was correct, we had a total of 9 that
Wow.
weren't able to attend, including some of the spouses. So as a result, we're going to do a couple of things. One, we had these wonderful notebooks made by Jevin from Cheney Concepts, also one of our patrons, also did our meal on Thursday night. But we had these really cool notebooks made that were in the gift bags, the welcome bags. So I will be sending out one of those to each of those individuals that were unable to attend.
Cool.
And next week, we will draw 2 random winners from the individuals that purchased tickets and were unable to attend for the couple of prizes that we have from Melbourne Tool.
Aren't we awesome?
Aren't we amazing? So be
Wonderful.
on the lookout for that. We will do that next week. And also prior to this episode going live at this week, some point, they'll already see it, will be a survey asking some questions on the event. If you are listening to this and you did not receive it or you did not fill it out, please fill it out, because last year, everybody but one, I believe, filled it out, and it really did help shape this year's event. So we read every single comment that comes in on it. We try to be very thorough. I asked a lot of questions last year.
And it
All
was,
except from Patrick.
Except for
Yeah.
Patrick. So Michelle, please fill it out. Do not let Patrick do it. He's going to say some
Yeah.
weird stuff that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And we did have a 4-hour meeting from the results of that last year to do our planning.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
extensively went through it, so it's very
Yeah.
worth the time to
It
fill it
was
out.
multiple beers and multiple scotches. So
While in the Sky Club.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, visiting our patron winner last year. So yes, that'll all be coming out. But let's get into it. SplinterCon.
Wow. Good time.
Yeah, I like the extra day.
Me too.
You know what's funny? So last year, this goes with what you just said with the extra day. I remember last year sitting there thinking when we had like basically a full day of scheduled activities on the Saturday, sitting there thinking like in my head, okay, we need to have something, right? I'm thinking of like Workbench
Mm.
Con, all these other things. Even though when we go to Workbench Con now, we don't go to the classes. We just go hang out and drink, right?
Or we just don't go.
Or we just don't go anymore. So I was nervous about it. And so this year I'm like, we added a day. We went with a little bit more of a loose time schedule. The whole time, you know what I was worried about? That it
What?
was too loose.
Well,
That's
I'll
funny,
tell you
like-
what. Everybody I talked to really liked it.
I know they did, but still, like me sitting there going, I feel like I need to be in there right now, like looking over everybody's shoulder while they're doing the spoon carving thing. But at the same time, I definitely feel like people got to get out and enjoy the local area more this time.
Yes.
You didn't have that ability last time.
Mhm.
And if
I
you
mean, there
did,
must-
you skipped the one class we had.
There must have been 15 of us at Lost Art Press at one time, and I guess we overwhelmed them.
Right.
But a lot of books were sold at their
Yeah.
storefront.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'll be careful about saying too much because I feel like that it may result the survey results being different.
Mm-hmm.
But I talked to a lot of people while there, and I've just from talking to people, I feel like that was the right direction.
I
was-
agree. Yeah, I
was
agree.
given I was given some other options to make that even better, and I responded by saying, "Put that on the survey, where we won't forget."
Yes.
So that, but I think we're on the right track for, and it wasn't by luck. We know from Workbench Con, and we know from other things that one of the best things about it is to be able to communicate and hang out with all the people you see on Discord and the group. It's time to catch up, and that's part of the event. Go
I
ahead.
personally, I asked you, Jason, I go, hey, listen, I'm going to take off and go with a group, Dirk and his group to Lost Art
Mhm.
Press. You said, yeah, go ahead. And I didn't feel guilty. I was able to actually participate in some of those off-site things.
Yeah.
So I think it went really well. I felt more relaxed. I think everybody else was. And you know, it was even, and I felt this. Last year, people were just getting to know each other. This year, people felt more comfortable with people they met last year and hanging out with on Beers with the Boys or Bourbon with the Boys. So it was cool. Joey was great, man. I was glad he made the effort to come up from Texas. That was wicked cool. And Matt, I just thought, wow, what a great group and hanging out.
They
And
just
it's
actually
cool.
talked about it on their podcast, The Creative
Oh.
Makers,
Yeah.
because 3 of them, I say it was 3, 3 of them were at the event.
Yes.
And so they were kind of sharing their thoughts on the whole trip, all the travel. I think they did like a live, and then I think they were recording an episode outside of that or something. But I listened to it this morning at the gym, and they thought it was great. You know, the feedback there. And Ronnie, don't be nervous about what to say. Hopefully, like most people should already have the survey filled out by the time this goes live.
Oh, true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Okay, that's good to know. So I feel like I heard more than once, and I think it's a great idea, and that we could build our way up to this. Is everyone really loved the spoon demo, and I had probably 3 or 4 different saying that it would be nice to have that same thing going on at the same time or alternate where they had a choice to do something else too. And, you know, it could be something even if we were in the same place splitting that conference room, we've got a wall that can divide it, something like that. If that was possible, some people said that they would like the option to do that as well.
Mhm.
but I overwhelmingly heard people say they appreciated the hangout time, which is good.
Hmm.
Because I mean, I don't think a lot of people want to go and be stuck in a like a classroom the whole time after they've traveled. They're kind of on a vacation, and you want to have time to be free. And I was more aware this time than I was last time of just looking around and seeing everyone, if everyone having a good time. Was anybody like by themselves or anything? And
Nope.
it's always, people were always in groups. There were groups and groups and groups and circles and circles, people at tables, people at the bar area, there was just groups the entire time. I never
Yep.
saw people by themselves. And that makes it such an easy event because people just, everybody has so much in common, I think, in our group, our listeners and our patrons. And that's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
It went smooth.
It did.
I definitely think that there could be, split room demos. The spoon carving was not nearly as loud as I thought, but I'll tell you what was ridiculously loud
The
was the
music.
origin.
Oh, the origin.
It was
So
too loud for that room. Like anybody standing next to it when it was cutting, um, it was just, I mean, said you guys were in there at that back table while that thing was running.
Hmm.
It's just like a CNC machine. CNC machines are not enjoyable machines to be around, right?
At that back table, that was phenomenal. It was just a great, hey, conversation talking about life, and it was nice. We had about what, six, seven, eight people there just chilling out.
Yeah.
What a thing that was important to me was all the spouses there. You guys
mhm.
know I woke up real early on Saturday morning, drove up to Indy 2 hours, and then had 20 minutes at home and drove Marianne down. And she had such a great time, to the point next year she wants to be there the whole time.
Same with
It's just,
same with Kelly.
yep,
Same
it was
thing.
just so chill. People are just so nice. She hears me talking about all these people. It's really nice to meet everybody.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Kelly told me that she would like to stay longer next time.
Yep.
Last time she had something that she was only there to be there like a night. This time she was there night and part of the day, and she had to leave for an appointment. She's like, next year I'm not going to schedule anything, so I don't have to rush back home. Because she said it's just she got to talk to a lot of people at like Mike Lido and people that she's talked to
Yep.
before, and to see those and people we've talked about, like you said, that
Hmm.
the wives get to meet as well, and it's just really cool. I feel like that there was less nervousness overall with the
Yes.
group this year. Last year was kind of the first and people really didn't know in the beginning what
Hey,
to do. This time it was seemed like there was no awkward beginning part. People just jumped right into it.
so last year I was worried a little bit because Ali um, was, from Denmark, and I saw him starting to sit a little by himself. So I grabbed him and got him right in the group and introduced him. And this time he was like all over the place talking with people. Everybody's walking up. He brought his son
Yeah,
Zach. They had such a good time, and that they also stayed with me. And we went all over. We went over to Columbus at the beginning of the week. I took the entire week off, and it was great. They stayed with me, and we lifted
they
every
were
day.
they were really fun to hang out with.
Yeah, they are so impressed with what we do with the SplinterCon. They think this is so cool, and they
That's
get to see the states.
cool.
We spent some time
Yeah.
in Chicago and spent some time in Indy with me and Marianne, and just hung out.
And I
So
think we need to give an honorable mention to Steve.
yes,
That's Steve. I had a roll. Is how you say his last name? Do I get it
yep.
wrong? uh, Poor thing was in the airport all day. Left it was there supposed to fly out at 10 a.m. and ended up going home that night to go back to bed in Boston. Spent the entire day and did not. And then he decided he's going, as a guy would. I think my wife would be like, I give up. No,
Right.
he gets up in the morning and drives straight through from Boston to Cincinnati. What time did he get in? Like 6 o'clock,
Six.
six
He
thirty.
came walking in,
Yeah,
gave me
Yeah,
a
when
big
we were
hug
at
at the Hofbräu.
Hofbräu
Hofbräu
House.
House,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
he drove straight through,
You
hit
know,
Columbus traffic, and just kept on going.
it was just nice meeting people. Like I had been emailing back and forth Matthew from Salice, but to meet his wife Jill, and it was just such a chill weekend to
Yeah,
meet all these wicked cool people in person, you know?
yeah,
Mhm.
it
So,
was. It definitely was, and a
yeah, it
lot
was
of
great.
A lot of things to see too. Tyler had a great setup. Forge 3D. He had a
Yeah, oh yeah.
that was the most that I've been able to take to see the things that he's created. There was a time when no one was there in Cameron, and I just spent about 45 minutes with him, and there's some things I didn't quite understand, like that he was showed and explained, and I was like, wow, didn't know that, and so I got the itch to spend some money
Well,
with
those little pods that he puts down in the table that
Yeah,
you hook to his air system underneath, and you
that's
throw a
awesome.
gasket on there to
Yes,
create the MFT as a vacuum clamping table is
yes,
freaking brilliant.
yes. And I also like that dashboard workbench that he has too.
Yeah, that's the
I
first
went
time I've
out,
seen one in person.
yeah, I went out there and looked at them. I didn't realize they were that pricey. Wow.
Oh yeah, they are not cheap.
Oh, wow. They are
Yeah,
very pricey, but they're nice. Now I know why that bracket is made out of real carbon fiber, that angle bracket.
yeah.
Cameron was like, "Is that real carbon fiber?" He's like, "Oh, yes, it
Oh,
is." I
that
see
must be
why.
like edition 37.
No, well, yeah, they have like
I
a
don't have the carbon
3,000.
fiber one.
They have
I
like a
have
three.
edition 24.
Really, they have like a $3,000 accessory package, not including the bench, not
Any
including the
complaints
bench.
about Festool being expensive?
Yeah, right. People think Vestal's pricey.
Hey, I've said
That
before,
price out one of those dashboard
if
tables.
if people are complaining about price, it means they want it, and here I am saying that it's pricey because it means I want it.
Yeah.
The only thing with I look at though is the dashboard. It looks like if you get it fully accessorized, you're spending as much as a full-fledged, like classic like wood bench that already pre-made. They cost
Mhm.
as much as those, and that's where it's kind of like, but you get the portability. That's
Speaking
and
about
I need that. So
next purchase, Jason, I'm going to get the Graco Power Shot or whatever you have.
quick
Oh
shot.
Should I get
yeah.
should I get all three tips?
What do you mean all
The
three?
extra tips you list in your video, should I get those too?
Um,
Depends on what you're spraying, right?
Well, I want to spend the money and get it and not have to look back and go running for tips.
well,
Yeah.
you might, depending on where you buy it from. Sometimes they do this deal where you get 3 free tips.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's like a seasonal thing, but like when
Mm.
I bought mine, I got a voucher. Sometimes like if you buy it at a Sherwin-Williams, they'll do it. That's where I bought mine. But if I was to pick, it comes with like a 514, which is like a good general all around paint tip.
Hmm.
I
Could I
would
spray lac with it?
It's too big of an orifice.
Okay.
You could, but you would be messing with the pressure and the
So I
speed
need
and all
a
that stuff.
I
I
need a
like a
small
308 or a 310 for clear coats. 308 is my favorite.
308 for a clear coat. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
FFLP.
and
The green.
that's
Yeah,
got a tight orifice.
it sure does. Ooh.
A 308 tight. Okay.
Yeah, 308 is good. 310 is great.
So I'm gonna get all of them.
Yeah, I like a 308, but a 310 is kind of like good general purpose for everything. Like I've
Okay.
sprayed emerald urethane enamel,
Oh,
the trim enamel on this
yeah.
behind me, and I
Yeah.
used the 310 tip on it,
Okay.
and that stuff is thick. It's like peanut butter.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
sprayed it, no problem.
Yeah, I was just starting to watch tonight. Finally, I'm back home. Your Circa video.
Mm.
Sometimes I look at something, I go, "This is a great video," and then I look at the amount of views.
Yeah, I didn't expect that
Huh.
to do
But
very well.
I got in like the first 5 minutes, I just looked down and I went, "Oh my God!"
Well, I need to
You
change
whale.
the title to something like the ultimate clear coat for your woodworking project, and then more
Oh,
people would think
whatever.
it applies to them.
Or something
Oh.
like I shouldn't have used this tool naked.
I don't understand why more people aren't using this.
Am I doing this correctly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
It's really
This tool
irritating
changes everything.
I'm
because
not.
that
Go-
whole, well,
I'm
no,
not
that
going down
whole,
that
I
road.
don't get, I don't understand. Like if you look at Lincoln Street or Witt or Drew and all these other people, like that is the trend right now. And what's really irritating is so like I have the 3 title testing now on YouTube,
Yep, me too.
and I just did it for the video I just released, which was on the new parallel guides.
And you're getting good views on that. I think you're at 37.
Yes, that
It's
that video
soaring.
has that video
Soaring.
has been really good for affiliate reasons.
Yes, imagine.
I'll tell you, I'll share with you guys after this. But I did the A/B testing on the thumbnails and the titles, and the one that won, and the next closest one was like 8%, which is a significant difference in the A/B testing. Was guess what the title was? I can't, or I don't know, or I don't get why someone hasn't already thought of this.
Yep.
I was like, I'm going to try one of those titles. I mean, it's a decent title for the video because I don't understand why some manufacturer of parallel guides has not thought of that yet, right? Because it's brilliant. But yeah, man, it's just irritating. Irritating. I almost wish that none of the A/B testing existed because back then it was easy. I just put up something and it was good to go.
I'm not sure how I feel about the A/B testing. I did it on my last one, and I knew how I kind of felt about which one, and then I kind of just saw that it seemed like that the other one was winning, and I stopped it before it was done because it made me nervous. I was like, you know what? I almost want to go with my own gut and just which one, or like I'd almost rather ask Kelly and Cameron and say which one do you like better when they see it blindly because I don't know everybody who's serving up is really going to be watching the video. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it.
So I did initially as well, and I know we're kind of getting off topic here, but I did initially as well when they came out with the thumbnail stuff. What I noticed is when I first started doing it, all three were like 33.4%.
Yes. Yep.
And what I found the reason why was because I created three thumbnails that were all very similar thumbnails, right? Like the same color scheme, the same
And
this, the same
that would be me. That would be
Okay.
me probably too. Yeah.
So that's not going to get you anything because
Right.
what they do is they show those thumbnails in real time to different people. So, Sedge might see a picture of your boat as where I might see you hand planing the hull or something like that, right? Whatever you choose. So it does that. And then it takes that data and whoever clicked on it more. But if the thumbnails are similar, you're going to get similar results. It wasn't until I drastically changed, like one will be just regular color, a grab from the video. Another one will be like a black and white background with color popping. And then another one will be like that sky blue backdrop that really makes something pop, but it adds color to the thumbnail. When I started changing up the thumbnails and the look of them to not be in what I thought looked good, I still thought as I was making it that it looked good, but it wasn't the same idea three times. That's when I started seeing differences.
Right.
And what happens is I never thought it was valuable in the beginning because I would let it run for the 2 weeks and it would never automatically set one. There was never enough of a difference where YouTube would say, we have enough data to say definitively that this is being served up to more people.
Yeah.
So then when I started making different thumbnails, and I mean, this is kind of common sense, but you don't know when you're starting out, right? Like
Right.
you don't know when you're toying around with this new thing that like that's how it would go. When I started changing it, I started getting videos getting selected within 24 hours of a release.
Oh, wow.
And it would be like 48% to 32 to 25 or something like that. And what I realized almost every single time, the thumbnail that I thought would be the highest has been the lowest.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And so now that they have titles associated with it, you can actually A/B test just the thumbnails. Then when it selects the right thumbnail, then you can A/B test that thumbnail with three titles.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it's two separate tests. Like you can do a thumbnail test, you can do a title only test, and you can do a thumbnail and title only. So mine was selected off of that thumbnail and that title. If I really wanted to see what works best, what I would do now would be select that thumbnail, then go in there and give it three different titles. And then in real time, it's going to be showing that thumbnail to everybody, but a different title. And then it will give you the definitive stuff. But what ends up happening is when you release when you release a video, let's say that the test goes for 5 days before it has a definitive answer. What you'll see is the video come out and it might start kind of slow and have these weird, like, okay, it's doing kind of good here and it's not doing so well here, different times of the day. When it selects one and now everybody sees the best one, a lot of times what I've seen is now it goes like this. And then it'll level off because now everybody sees it. The downside is that the brunt of your audience has already seen it at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I wondered about.
But then the good side to that is they may have seen a different thumbnail.
But they're
now
more
you change your thumbnail, they might see it 4 or 5 days later, like, oh, I didn't see this video.
True.
That's a different thumbnail, and now it might look more enticing to them. So I think that's why you start seeing that little spike.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It happened on this latest video. It like came out, it was doing really well, and then it kind of plateaued at night, and then it came out hot the next morning, started to kind of plateau, and then it set the thumbnail, and you saw it kind of go up again, and now it's starting to kind of plateau. But yeah, everything is different now with YouTube is what it used to be. But I have actually found it now, like I'll do it every time, and that's the extent of what I do to like get a video ready. You know, I'll actually spend a little bit of time, make sure I have 3 very different thumbnails. You know, and when I say different, I mean the color scheme and everything is different, but not only the color scheme, but the object of the photo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like with the parallel guides, like I had one of just the parallel guides. Then I had one of inserting the parallel guide like at an angle into the thing.
That's the one that I saw.
That's the one that it picked. And then the other one was like a, you know, overhead close-up shot of just the head and the stop. And then it had like an arrow, you know, pointing to something, and it said, you know, I can't remember what it said, but and it had like a black and white background, and that was the second best one. The worst one was just the one of me taking a picture of the parallel guides. So it can be very useful, is basically all of that to say, Ronnie.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
It
I
can
agree.
be very
Now,
useful.
there's a few things you said that it's true. It makes sense. It's hard when you're so near and dear to the content. It makes the thumbnail hard because but it's hard to know somebody who's blind. You can only see it once. It's like a logo. You can only see it one time for the first time. You can't unsee it once. So always wait to show it to like Kelly or Cameron and just hold it up to them and say, you know, what's your first thought? Because you can only get that one time. So that's one thing I like about the A/B testing. You touched on the thing that bugged me was that people are seeing technically the quote bad one, but I guess those people are the ones that are most likely to click on it anyway because they're already following you anyway, or they already know your content. The thumbnail is not as important when they know who the content creator is. You're going after people that have not found your content before.
True, but the other problem that you have with it as well is that unfortunately, because YouTube has become a cesspool of clickbait type stuff, because everybody is trying to copy somebody and everybody is trying to get a home run, people are getting sick and tired of it. And I'm like, it kind of bothered me that the one that won is the one that I like didn't even really want to use. And Lincoln Street actually talked about this. He talked about it on his Instagram one day. I thought it was hilarious. He like did an apology story. He's like, I'm sorry, guys, but YouTube is telling me that this is what I need to do. I can't believe this. Look how many views it has. I can't believe it did this. I can't believe blah, blah, blah. And he's right, or I don't get why. It's the unfortunate reality is that, that's going to just get clicked by a much larger audience. But at the end of the day, people are getting tired of it. Your core group doesn't really matter, but I hear people say it all the time. Like, I'm so tired of these, like, that's why I refuse to do like the shocked face stuff again, and like,
you know what?
I can't believe it.
I'm getting worried about sometimes some of these shorts or some of this stuff I'm being fed. It's not real. I'm guessing if it's reality or not.
A lot of it isn't.
And I'm sick and tired of I click on something and it's some guy or some computer voice showing me all these different images of something that they've scanned the internet and just are force feeding me, and it's not even that person,
Nope.
and
AI,
they're
man.
living off other people. And you see how many views they get, and it's like, what is going on? It's not reality, and it's kind of driving me a little batty. Marianne showed me something. She goes, "Oh, look, fall foliage in New England." And I go, "Honey, look at the cars on the road. Those aren't real." And she goes, "What?" And then they put another picture in there, and it's, of course, real foliage. And then they do something else where it's all phony. You could tell it's AI. Ronnie, you and I were talking about it, and
Yeah.
it's like, what's going on here is
Mark
the
my words,
reality,
Sedge. Mark my
huh?
words. In the next 5 years, if I'm still doing YouTube like I am now, 5 years from now, I will be able to create videos without even being in my shop. I'm already seeing it. I'm seeing videos on my YouTube of you can tell 100%. I've sent you guys some pictures or some
Yep,
videos before, and
yep,
it was some of them are incredibly realistic, like the slow ones and stuff like that. But you can tell if you pay attention, just look at the skin on the person or
Hmm.
whatever the case is, the way that their facial expressions. There's a lot of popular ones now where it's like a robot and it's like
You know, though,
a human's head. But there are videos now that I'm being fed that are like conversations utilizing
yes.
somebody's face,
Hmm. Do you,
and it I'd say within
so
2 years, within
well,
two years, I can make Ben's Woodworking AI.
do you know the
so
one that I keep seeing is Dave Ramsey, an ad for Dave Ramsey, and he's
yes,
saying if you still use an insurance agent, you are an idiot. It's like pretty much says that, and it goes right into this ad for an insurance agent. And if you look at his mouth really carefully, it's not quite right. Because I'm thinking if he
Mm-hmm.
was endorsing something, he would be running it through his company. He wouldn't be just saying call these people. But it's been running on my feed like I see it all the time. I finally said
yeah,
stop seeing this ad because it's repetitive, but it is getting harder and harder to know. Another example is Keith Johnson sent a text to the group
yes,
on the WhatsApp, and he said, "I'm all ready for my Florida trip before the build off." And he was sitting in the airport, and he took a picture of his shoes looking down, and he had white leather shoes on with the little buckles like an older guy would wear to Florida. And I was like, "That's hilarious that he did that." We all thought it was hilarious. We get there, and you're like, "I love that you did that." He goes, "Oh, it wasn't real. I just AI. I just looked down at my shoes and I did it while I was at the airport." I thought I was seeing him. I thought he brought those shoes. I thought it was real. And that's crazy. You don't know what you're seeing if it's real or not.
Yeah.
It's already here.
about 6 months ago, I'm sitting in the marketing meeting at Festool, and I said, "Yeah," I joked around, "I'll never be replaced." And while we were talking, 5 minutes later, on the screen, somebody created a Sedge emoji in Festool uniform, and it was this little caricature walking across, and I went, and he said, "I hope this helps." And I went, "How the hell did that happen?" He created
Yeah.
a little Sedge emoji. It was Philip up north in Canada. And he goes, and I went, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah. All they need
I
is
don't know.
about a minute of you talking is what they say, and they
Yeah.
could create
And
something.
and I was like, "Do I have a trademark on me somehow?" I leave Festool and they replace me with a little emoji. Can they do that? I don't know.
I don't know. I saw that there's
They
actors are
can't.
really go ahead. They can't what?
I mean, they can't. I don't know. Can they use my name? I don't know. Uh,
No,
I
I
would
mean,
think that
if
was
you were to leave,
intellectual property.
yeah, if you were to leave festival like that, they wouldn't continue to
They
use
would
a
have to compensate you
right.
for
Well,
your likeness.
yes, probably they would have to if you fought it. Um, but I mean, there's laws based around that. But at the end of the day, none of that matters when you're talking about like creating content because I do. Before I was like AI, it's great for a content creator for anybody. It's great. I could go on ChatGPT right now. I know this was not the topic, but it is an interesting topic to talk about because it does affect all of us. But I could go on ChatGPT right now and I could type in, I'm looking to create 3 new streams of revenue. I would like these streams of revenue to be low maintenance, to be fulfilled by somebody else, and I want to earn, $3,000 per month doing so. Can you give me 10 options and tell me exactly where I need to go and how to set it up in order to do that? And it would do it. And you could 100% start an online business within 15 minutes of talking to ChatGPT and start earning revenue every month without a doubt. There's just way too much money to be made online. Where it concerns me as a content creator, but at the same time, where I think that there's a safety net, is YouTube will become infested with accounts that are AI generated with people never showing their face, even if it's an AI person, and even if the AI gets really good and can demonstrate all of these things, because it's going to pull information from the internet. It's going to pull information from your video, my video, Ronnie's videos, and take that data and come up with a video that is demonstrating that to the best of its ability and training, right? I already have an app created that utilizes my content and an AI generated bot to answer people's questions, right? It already exists. What I think will be the saving grace for actual people, creators, is that there will still be a massively huge audience that is just looking for the real thing. Matter of fact, I think most people will be looking for the real thing. The problem is the platform is going to get so crowded, it might be hard to sift through all of it.
I feel like that they'll be looking for the real thing for authenticity
Mm-hmm.
when we're talking about tools that we like and that type of thing. But if you were in Hollywood, there's no reason why. Who cares? Who cares if that actor's real or not?
Ronnie,
Oh,
come into
sorry.
your mic.
Oh,
Yep.
I was resting my back. I don't think people care if it was a Hollywood movie, the same as like Pixar movies, that those aren't real. All these movies that have came out since Disney and Pixar started making, those were all virtual and people watch them like a real movie. They don't really care. But I think they'll care when it's a how-to or something instructional, something about a certain tool versus something that was just created off of
Versus entertainment.
ChatGPT dialogue. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's a thing, as I mentioned in the beginning, I was trying to explain it to Marianne, and she was offended that she was being tricked because she really thought it was. And that to me is, I'm tired of not seeing something real.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what I think our saving grace will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think
Go
if
ahead.
it could be flagged and you would have a filter where you could say, do not show me AI content. I feel like you're talking about the 5 years from now. That's almost going to have to be a must, because I think YouTube's going to have to draw the line on monetization for AI, make it different than actual real life
yeah.
things. And then with that, people are going to say, do not show me AI content. I think that will happen the same way that you say people are tired of the thumbnails with bad the teasing titles. AI will become the same way very quickly.
So I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast or maybe it was before we started, but Jason, really quick. I was watching that video, like I said early, right before we got started here, and it was on that Circa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't do a lot of editing in the beginning, did you? You just went straight out and just started talking.
Yeah.
Correct?
I mean, that's most of my videos. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was great because you were such a great teacher. You speak from the heart, you speak from experience, and you talk about what you like.
Right.
And I think that's the type of videos that intrigue me. I'll watch them all night long because, and I'll go somewhere else to listen to a couple more here and there. But that's what I don't watch a lot of woodworking videos. It sounds weird. I watch yours and I watch Ronnie's and a couple others, but you're a fantastic teacher, and that's what this world needs. They need that authenticity. They need somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about. Because I watch some of these videos sometimes, and I'm like, that person doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground.
I think you hit it. AI is a good stater of facts, but it's not necessarily a good instructor.
Mm-hmm.
But see, let me play devil's advocate though. So all of us have endless content where we're talking, showing how to do something. AI pulls from libraries. If you upload every video of yourself, your mannerisms, your words, if 7 of your videos you explain how to do something, that's 7 videos worth of cataloged, documented words that they can use, pictures, video. AI will get to a point very soon. By the end of next year, I would probably even argue, I could upload all of my stuff into a platform which somebody can make, and they can take all of that, get my mannerisms, how I talk,
Your shop.
the backdrop of my shop, recreate all of it, and show exactly how to. It's going to get that good.
Hey, you know
Yeah.
what you could do is I bet you once that's done, then you could say, okay, take all the Festool out of the background and put Ryobi.
Oh yeah, you could do 100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because all those 3D images will exist in the library.
I had a conversation today with ChatGPT, and I've used the voice thing before, but I've never like had a conversation. I didn't even know that you could. And today I usually just use the dictation voice stuff because I want to do it. And I think I hit the wrong button. I think I hit the actual like conversation button. And when I got done asking my question, there was about a 2-second pause, and then someone started to talk, and I hit like the send or enter button. And I was like, wait a minute, why are they talking? And where's my transcribed thing? And I'm like, let me try that again. And I hit the button again. And I asked the same question. And I waited 2 seconds. A female voice came back. And I swear to God, I told Nicole, I swear, it was like having a conversation with any other person that you would ever talk to.
What?
And when I voiced my concern on their response, they came back with a very well thought out, and like we had a conversation. I was like, I never stopped. I was just like, okay, and if I do this, what are the possibilities that this happens? And they were like, well, you have to think about it, and if this person feels this way, and just going down down this rabbit hole. And at the end of it, I was like, thank you so much. They're like, absolutely no problem. If you ever want to, rehash this conversation out, or like just like you and I are having a conversation right now, it is wild to the point where I was like, I might start having conversations. Like, think about it. I want to do an instructional course, and this is what I'm kind of thinking about, but I don't really know, like, what are the shortfalls that people have with this particular topic? Is there any way that you can kind of scour the web and see, what questions are commonly asked on this? Oh yeah, sure. No problem. Oh, and by the way, when you're done, it catalogs the whole conversation in writing.
What?
That's
It's
crazy.
wild.
Is that standard Chat GPT? Because I use Gemini.
I don't know if it's standard. I do pay the like $25 a month. I just find that the processing power of it is faster. But legitimately, it's wild.
You know what you need to be careful about? If like a week from now, then you're talking to, and she's like, you know what, Jason, I think you really like talking to me. Maybe you should just stop talking to Nicole and ask me things first. That's how it
Yeah.
starts.
No, but no, you mentioned that
Ronnie.
already.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Well, no, it's really weird. Is Nicole's
it's gonna be a real
dictation is your
thing.
voice.
Yeah, no, what's
The
that?
conversation she has, I'm always like, is Ronnie here? Is he on speakerphone? And she's like, stuffs the phone
No.
underneath her pillow really quick.
That's it. No, I'm thinking that's another thing that's going to happen. It's going to, some people that have bad communication in their marriage, they're going to start wanting to talk to the Chat GBT girl more than their wife, or vice versa. It's going to happen. It's great. And especially with the video with along with it, it's like people are going to have, like, I guess, what is it called? A virtual affair with somebody who does not exist.
People are already
coming.
already doing that.
They're
That's
falling in love with
crazy.
Yes,
they're
100%.
falling in love with them.
Check this
Gosh.
out. Watch
Okay,
this.
listen.
I'm going to test it. What can you tell me about the Three Splinters podcast?
Sure. So the Three Splinters podcast is actually a woodworking focused podcast that you're involved in, along with 2 other co-hosts. It's been running for a few years now and was pretty much aimed at an audience of moderate to advanced woodworkers mostly guys in the 35 to 65 age range who have a bit of disposable income and are likely working out of home shops or garages. You guys typically cover a lot of woodworking topics, from tool discussions and shop techniques to more advanced project ideas. It's also a place where you connect with your audience and share insights that are relevant to folks who are really into woodworking. So it's kind of a fun and knowledgeable corner of the woodworking podcast world that you've built up.
Thank you so much. That was very insightful.
You're very welcome. I'm glad it was helpful. If you need any more info or just want to bounce around ideas, just let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Anytime. Just give me a shout if there's anything else on your mind.
Okay, I will.
Now, that's amazing. Now, ask Nicole that same thing and see if you get the same answer. That's what I was
Isn't that
talking about.
wild?
That is completely freaky. That's freaky.
And
That
here's
could be
what's
our
creepy.
intro. That could be our intro to our podcast.
Here it could be. Here's what's creepy is, did you hear her say it's a podcast that you're involved in?
Yes,
Yes.
I heard that. I heard
That's
that.
creepy, dude.
How did it know that I was involved in it?
That is freaky. It was very concise and it had a lot
Because
of info
that's
in
your
there.
account. That's your account you're
Yeah,
talking
but
to
it's just wow.
It is, but that account's not like tied to the podcast. It's just like a
Right.
Google account that I use to sign up and that I pay for. It like Three Splinters podcast is not tied to ChatGPT. I don't know if it's because it recognizes my name and now it looked. Was that not incredible?
That
her.
was
Incredible.
that's wow.
That's freaky. She described our podcast to the
I know.
Nth
Better
degree.
she
better
not
better
dead
than I
on?
could. Better than
Yeah.
I could have explained
yeah.
it.
Yes. That's
I mean,
Definitely
we know
better
we
than I
agree
would've.
with everything she said. I agree with that on the moderate, high-end woodwork with disposable incomes. That's exactly what I would, but I wouldn't say it that perfectly.
But she
That
nailed
was-
the age range too. How did
Yes,
she know
35
that?
to 65. A large
Yeah.
portion of our audience has what? Disposable
Spend-
income and likes to buy nice tools.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gosh.
she
Yeah,
hit it
it's-
on the head.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Wow.
Every
That's
day.
creepy. That's
I'm-
creepy.
I'm going to be talking to ChatGPT. I look at the wonderful answers that I get.
And on the other
Okay,
flip
so
side,
hey,
go
I
ahead.
got one. Ask her about what do you know about SplinterCon?
Yeah, that's a harder one.
Yeah, that's harder.
Can you tell me anything about the event called SplinterCon that the Three Splinters podcast hosts?
Definitely. So SplinterCon is an event that you and your co-hosts from the Three Splinters podcast put together. It's kind of a big deal in your woodworking community. Basically, it's an annual woodworking focused event, and it usually takes place around Newport, Kentucky, often at the Aloft Hotel near Newport on the Levee. You've been planning SplinterCon 2025, for instance, with multiple sponsorship tiers and a really engaged group of attendees, about 75 or so of your closest woodworking fans and community members. The event is a mix of social hours, hands-on activities, maybe a few raffles, and just a lot of camaraderie and learning. Overall, it's a great way for you to bring together both your listeners and some of the brands you work with, and it's become a bit of a staple event for your community.
How did you know that?
Well, that's a totally fair question. Basically, we've chatted before about your events and the podcast, and I have a bit of memory from our previous conversations. So when you asked about SplinterCon, I just pulled from what we've talked about in the past. It's all part of helping keep things consistent and remembering the cool projects you've got going on.
Your face is priceless, Jason. It is freaking
Hey,
priceless.
I literally have like goosebumps right now. I
Did
have
you-
goosebumps right now.
That's
Did you
freaking me
hear-
out.
Did you hear her stop to swallow while she was talking? Did you catch that? She
No.
stopped. She paused at one point. She was talking and she went, you heard her kind of do the little, they added in a fake like stop, pause, and swallow. You could hear it. I heard it right when she was in her first little paragraph to make it sound more realistic. They actually
So-
add things like that into it.
She just brought up, first of all, oh, Jesus, man. I'm blown away right now, but she hit the event pretty much perfectly.
Oh yeah.
But I was thinking in my head when I said, "How did you know that?" And she's like, "Well, we've talked about the podcast before." I'm like, "When did we talk about the podcast?" I used ChatGPT to do the catering menus.
Yep.
I used ChatGPT to come up with the sponsorship levels. I used ChatGPT to create the letters that went to the sponsors. So yes, she's right. She has tons of data from previous conversations that are specific to the event. And the more detailed I was in those conversations, the better. So, Ronnie, going back to what you were saying on how, people will start utilizing it and it becoming a thing, is all of those conversations, it will start to learn the way you think, feel, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear. This is wild.
Okay. Can we ask another question?
I mean, sure, why not?
Okay. Could you describe? I'm thinking about asking for some help at my house from Fulton Fine Woodworks. Could you give me a brief synopsis of the company?
It's a good one. I'm interested in that.
I'm looking to have some work done at my house, and I'm wondering if you can give me a brief synopsis of a company out of Kentucky called Fulton Fine Woodworking, because that's the company I'm thinking about hiring.
It's Woodworks.
Sure. So Fulton Fine Woodworking is actually based in Georgetown, Kentucky. They've been around since about 2009, founded by a guy named Ronnie Fulton. They do a range of custom woodworking projects, things like built-ins, mantles, pergolas, underdeck ceilings, and even retractable screens. They handle both residential and commercial work. So if you're thinking about hiring them, they definitely seem like they've got experience in custom woodworking projects.
And I've never used AI ever. So that's just tapping
They're
on.
They're tapping your website.
You know
Yeah,
what?
Tapping your website.
Now I think it's total BS, because what she didn't tell me is that you do shoddy work, and we all know
I was just going to say that.
If she was really smart, she'd say, if you can get them to call you back, they offer. That's crazy. Now, you know what I also thought about would be they're at the level. Can you imagine the possibility of there being a podcast with three people that do not exist?
Yes.
Talking about woodworking concepts and topics that three people that are all AI.
It's already been done.
Oh yeah.
That's like a whole new level of processing,
Could you ask it one more question, because I'm really curious? What's on the web about me? Could you say, "Hey, have you ever heard of Brian Sedgley?" Or have you heard Channel
Brian's...
Sedge Tool?
No, I got it.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Brian Sedgley, who works at Festool?
Absolutely. So Brian Sedgley, or Sedge, as you probably know him, is kind of a familiar face in the woodworking and Festool community. He works at Festool and is known for being super knowledgeable about their tools and products. He's often involved in demos, trainings, and all sorts of educational content. I know you've worked with him on events like SplinterCON, and he's just one of those guys who's really passionate about the woodworking community. So definitely a great resource and a friendly face in that world.
Do you know if he has his own YouTube channel?
Yes, he does. Sedge has his own YouTube channel called Sedge Tool, where he shares a lot of tips, tutorials, and insights about woodworking and, of course, Festool tools. It's a great spot if you want to see him in a slightly more informal setting, sharing his knowledge and having some fun with the woodworking community. So if you haven't checked it out yet, it's definitely worth a look.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Look, and here's the whole conversation.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
It is unreal. This is so crazy. This is not where I expected this podcast to go tonight, but
it's super cool.
It's very cool.
It's wicked cool.
Sucks to be a teacher right now.
Ronnie, what you were saying about the podcast thing, I've already heard it like months ago. There was somebody did it. They kind of did like what I did. Can you give me a podcast with two males and a female, And there's like a site that you were able to go to and do that. And they're going to be talking about woodworking. And in this episode specifically, talking about cabinet building, whatever the case is. I'm not even joking. In seconds, here was an episode of what sounded like actual people having a conversation about woodworking. And if you really listened, like I said, this was months back. If you really listened, you can, it's not as polished. This voice that we just listened to is already more polished. Like if 3 people like that were talking back and forth, I would 100% believe it.
So it's really cool because the one that's kind of famous right now. Joe Rogan interviewed Stephen Jobs, and after Stephen Jobs had passed away, Rogan goes, "I never did that podcast, but they got it pretty close." And this was 2 or 3 years ago. So now, imagine what it's like.
Man,
that's when he started. That's when he started to really creep out on all of it.
Wow.
It's terrifying because like literally everything you do, like people are just going to ask.
Yep. Was that GPT?
Here's something. Hold on. Now we're way down this rabbit hole. I do want to talk about your Tampa thing though. So this will be the last one, and then we'll talk about Tampa, or we just keep doing this.
But what about you? Search about you.
Well, I want to
about us.
Hold on. So I'm trying to find out information about building cabinetry, and I'm wondering if you could recommend some good resources to find and watch on YouTube.
Absolutely. I can point you in the right direction. There's a bunch of really solid YouTube channels out there that focus on cabinetry and can give you a lot of inspiration and instruction. First up, I have to mention your own Annal, of course, Fence Woodworking. You've got some great content already, especially if you're planning to dive into cabinet building for your audience of solo builders. Beyond that, a few other channels I'd recommend are first up, Cabinet Joint. They do a lot of videos on assembling RTA, ready to assemble cabinets, and cover different cabinet styles and tips. Second, Stumpy Nubs. He often has some great cabinetry related projects and a lot of practical woodworking advice. Third, Woodworkers Guild of America. They have some really solid instructional videos on cabinet making, including joinery, finishing, and hardware installation. All in all, those should give you a pretty good start. And of course, if you need more suggestions or anything else, just let me know.
Well, now I know ChatGPT is broken because they mentioned Stumpy Nubs.
and I think Woodworkers Guild is like really commercialized, like wouldn't be on the top of the list.
No, but so here's an example of where I don't think it's completely polished yet. But at the same time, I will say that like the obvious thing that they're going to do is go for instructional course content, and like Woodworkers Guild, they have a humongous catalog.
They have courses. Right? They have courses.
Right.
Yeah.
Had I not had a YouTube channel, my name wouldn't even probably been in the conversation. But because it knows me, it knows what I do, I utilize it a lot for YouTube. I use it a lot for cabinetry related stuff when I'm coming up with outlines for videos. A whole cabinetry course that I've been working on. I've used ChatGPT for that. So like, naturally it's going to do that, right? And then it's going to scour like, real big hits, right? And then Stumpy Nubs, in fairness to him, like he does have a massively huge audience. But I don't think I would go to anything in the past 5 years from Stumpy Nubs to like learn cabinetry, but maybe way back when he was actually, doing a lot of videos on building things, maybe he has a large collection. I don't know, right? But that's not quite where it's polished yet. Because I could have said back to her, I could have said, okay, well, can you give me some other YouTube channels that are just individuals, not necessarily companies? And guess what? She may have come back with Sedge Tool. She may have come back with Matt from MWA. She may other people who have a large catalog of
Mark
Spagnolo stuff.
Mark
Spagnolo, right? Yeah. So you could ask 5 times. So, but at the same time, think if I was a woodworker, like somebody just getting started, how beneficial do you think that would have been for me?
Wow.
Right there?
Wow.
I'd have been like, oh, what's the Woodworkers Guild of America? Let me see. And for a beginner woodworker, yes, that's a wealth of information and knowledge. Is it maybe, it's a subscription-based model and they're, trying to make money that way? Sure. Is not all the content on there great? Probably not. All the content on my channel is not great.
I'm
right?
100% blown away right now.
It's incredible.
No, this whole
That's
thing.
that's why I think people that do not get in line and start using AI, the more
I've been
detailed you
used.
are, the better it is. Like you're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
like they're
it's
gonna
all
fall to the
about.
wayside.
It's like all about your prompts.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's
No,
amazing how well it gets to know you.
I know. I haven't been doing the voice. I've been typing up. I use it every weekend for my YouTube videos and descriptions.
Well,
But
I
I've never used
typically
I've never used Chat GPT. I've always used Google Gemini.
I typically will type, but what I've learned is that like when people text me and stuff, most of the time I'll use voice dictation
Hmm.
just because I don't have to stop what I'm doing. I can just hit the thing and say what I want to say. But um, I'm way more inclined to say what it is I'm trying to get out by talking and having it dictate versus me typing because typing takes time,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
I will abbreviate things and try to ask it in a shorter way as opposed to if I just say what I want to say, what's on my mind. Oh, and by the way, it dictates it and I have it there. So if I ever want to go back and copy and paste and do something, it's there. So dictation I've learned actually helps me become more creative and get the point across that I'm trying to make because you don't have to think about how you're going to type it out. You just say it.
Wow.
Pretty incredible.
Holy crap! I've learned so much tonight.
That is
This is
Yes.
awesome.
But
This is awesome.
to tie it back to the woodworking side of things, just if you're listening and you own a business or you're trying to build a project or you're trying to get inspiration, this can work for that. Anything you want to know, this can work for it.
I actually feel we had a guest tonight.
yes.
Yeah.
What does she have a name?
I'm sure that I can change it
Ask
to
her.
be
Ask her
as
what her
somebody's
name
voice.
is.
Yeah.
Does she
so
have
her
a name?
is.
I'm sorry, I have to apologize because we've been having all these conversations and I never asked what your name is. Can you please tell me your name?
Oh, no worries. Absolutely. If anything else comes up, just let me know.
It's weird.
Think you hit the screen or something?
Totally
What is
get that.
the-
It can feel a little funny since I'm just the AI on the other side, but I'm always here to help, name or no name. Just let me know what you need.
Oh,
So
she's not
you're
gonna
saying
give
that
up
you
her name.
don't have a name?
That's right. I don't really have a personal name. I'm just ChatGPT, but you can totally call me whatever you like if that makes it feel more natural. I'm here either way.
Name
Okay,
her.
so I would like your name to be Nicole. So from now on, if I ask you what your name is, are you going to tell me your name is Nicole?
Absolutely. I can do that. So from now on, if you ask, I'll let you know that my name is Nicole. Just let me know if there's anything else.
Okay, can you tell me what your name is?
Of course, my name is Nicole. Let me know what else I can do for you.
You're
She
in.
actually had a little bit of sarcasm in there.
I know. Nicole's gonna love that.
I'm going
Of
to show her. I'm
course,
going to
my
play
name
it
is
for her here in a moment.
Nicole.
Say I've been
Yeah.
talking to someone.
Well,
for a
here's the
while.
problem. If I would have had it be any other name
Yes, I know you've been.
and I showed it, she's going to be like, who is Megan? I'll be like, what are you
Mhm.
talking about? Who's this girl Megan that you're having all these conversations with? I'm like, oh no. It's Megan GPT.
That was really freaky. Oh man. Wow.
Yes. Well, from now on, if I ever can't make it on the podcast, just I'll get it to use my name or my voice. And
Oh! I have an idea. Let's do this. Let's get together and work it out where we do have a guest. Like if one of us is out of town, you chat GPT me or Ronnie or you, and we always have it there. What do you think? Could we
Yeah.
actually do that?
we're just, of course you
Or,
could.
or just have that chat GPT as the guest. And
That's what I mean.
Well, yeah, when you all just say, "Hey, what do you think?" And yeah, that is so.
I have a question for you, Nicole. Are you able to give me a introduction for Jason Bent? However, I would really like it if you could utilize my own voice for that.
I totally get you asking, and that would be pretty cool if I could mimic your voice. But I have to say, I can't actually replicate your voice or anyone else's. I can just stick with my own voice and style, but I'm more than happy to give you a great introduction for Jason Bent in my own way. Just let me know what kind of vibe you're going for.
For now, she can't.
Okay, yeah, for now. But hey,
They're holding back.
Let's do an introduction for you and give it a kind of like a enthusiastic, hip vibe.
No, I got one better.
Okay, Hans.
Okay, can you roast the Bent's Woodworking YouTube channel?
A little playful roasting, huh? I'll keep it light and fun. Let's see. Well, I guess we could say Ben's Woodworking is the place where your shop floor probably knows you better than your own living room, given how much time you spend in there. And hey, if anyone ever wanted a detailed breakdown of which tool you regret buying or the exact octagon angle for a poker table, they know exactly where to go. In other words, Ben's Woodworking, come for the projects, stay for the fact that you might just turn your garage into a sawdust-filled paradise. Just a little friendly ribbing.
What? You know, it's funny if you do that. I don't know if you've ever. Is that coming through really clear? By the way,
Yes.
I
Yes,
also
it
thought
is.
about that. I don't know if you remember, but I've tried to play something before and the microphone wouldn't pick it up. But apparently the voice is so good, the microphone recognized that voice as real.
Yeah, I did have it like right here.
No,
and
but
I know
I've
these
pulled
are-
up before on sounds and the microphone blocks them out completely.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't hear it.
Well, I'm just if you go and like Sedge, try this later. Like go in ChatGPT or Gemini and go roast the Sedge Tool YouTube channel. And like that one was like really playful. When I type it in, it's ridiculous. Like it's brutal. Like it actually bothered me because it was like every negative commenter that's ever been on your page trolling you before. That's what they were saying. And I mean, it was wild.
Oh,
Crazy.
It's wild.
Well,
yeah, but
this helps
tell me that's
under-
not freaking impressive.
all of this answers the reason why my Nvidia stock has went up 80% in the last like 3 months. And Nvidia's the chip maker that AI runs on. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And they say it's only going to explode more. It's crazy. Wow. The
Man,
processing power on that
every
is
time I use
unbelievable.
AI, I do get kind of invigorated because it's like you could just do so much with this. You could do so much with it. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I was traveling somewhere this year. It was probably late spring, early summer, and I had a 5-minute conversation at the Sky Club. No, 10 minutes. I had a 10-minute conversation with ChatGPT. It's cataloged. I have it saved. And I was trying to come up with a multiple part video series for cabinetry. And I would say in the 10 minutes I spent talking to it and refining it, I had an 85 to 90% solution.
Wow.
wow.
It's unbelievably incredible and terrifying. And it just goes to show the more you use it, the more it gets to know you, and it'll just get better and better.
But I don't want to second guess. Do you know what I mean? What I'm watching. I don't want to second guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one thing. That's if you're watching AI content, but like utilizing it to streamline your business.
Oh.
Like Ronnie, I could probably ask, like,
Absolutely.
can you give me, here's
That's
what
the
my
benefit.
business is. This is what I do. This is what I focus on. This is my clientele. This is what I typically, charge for this project. Can you please help me come up with, 10 ways that I may be able to streamline this process or whatever? And like, it could create a refined business plan for you.
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
It's just wild. And then the better it gets to know you, hey, today I had this project and here's what happened and this is how much time I spent on this. Guess what? All of that's going into your catalog. You could utilize it as a daily diary and then after a month say, hey, where have I spent the most time doing this based on my daily work schedule? How can I How can I save time on this? Guess what? Because of all of those conversations that you've had, like the Octagon poker table thing when it was roasting my YouTube channel, there's nothing on my YouTube channel about that. But guess what?
You've been
I
talking to her about it.
I definitely used ChatGPT when I was trying to figure out the perfect angle to get or not the angle, but what angles I needed to use and then how long the exterior side needed to be in order to get a width of this much. Like I used
Yeah.
ChatGPT to figure out all the calculations
Well,
for
it's
it.
22.5.
The angle, yes, but
Yeah.
to get the span that I wanted to
Yep.
get to make sure that it fit the piece that was
Yep.
underneath it without having like I figured all of that out using ChatGPT.
How freaky would it be if you used it as like a diary every day for like forever? And then after you were to pass away, your kids could ask questions to it. And
Oh, yeah.
it
That's
would
going to
say,
happen.
oh, your dad said once he was so proud of you when he did this and he talked about this. It would be information that was never documented that it knew that you would be able to ask questions about.
You
Or
100% could do that.
Oh,
Ronnie,
it's
Ronnie,
crazy.
you'll be able to ask it, and okay. So Cam will ask, you've passed away. Hey, Dad, what did you think of this? And it'll come back in your voice to give him
Yeah,
advice. To give him advice.
right. I'd say, like, remember when we did this and we had that problem with the wood splitting and we had to put
Yes. Yes.
steam on it? You're just going to do the same thing you did before. That's crazy. Wow. And that's already here. That technology is already here. Wow.
Man.
Scary.
Well, everybody listening, we definitely did not plan for this episode
So,
to
so
go this
that
way.
is the thing that people are worried about, where we are a biological being or that holds our minds. And will we become a sentient culture? In other words, we can live forever if they download what's in our brain to a chip. Would you want
Yeah.
that to live forever?
Whoa.
It's wild.
It is wild.
What if I could get a body that will last 2, 3, 400 years, mechanical, but it has my thought process in there?
Yeah. It'd be like an AI robot that's like 8 o'clock.
Sedge
is like,
2.0.
I'm going
Sedge
to bed.
2.0. And there's so much talk about that. I
Yeah.
went way off on a tangent. I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, it's
Oh.
okay. I think it was good. Maybe not everybody's going to be into listening to an episode where we basically talk about AI, but get all of
Well,
that out of there. But just like think of the ways that you could utilize it in your own
Yes.
business or just woodworking. Coming up,
Yeah.
I mean, you can do picture stuff now. Which we talked about this one other time, where AI could be damaging the trades because people have this unrealistic expectation because
Yes.
AI is just not quite that good yet and it does a bunch of things
Yeah.
that aren't realistic. And then they're saying, hey, I want you to create this. And the guy that has to build it goes, that's not real. That's AI. We can't do that for this reason, or it's going to cost 50 times more, whatever the case is. That all will sort itself out at some point. But you could utilize that
Yes.
for your business for creating a piece of furniture. Hey, I want to do a design and, the picture generation. I want to build a credenza and here's some key features that I'd really like. I'd like it to be, 30 inches tall. I'd like it to have at least 2 doors, 4 drawers. I'd really like to, Patrick's going to love this. I'd like to incorporate some curved legs into it. And I'm really thinking that I want it to be white oak and have some sort of really cool engraved pattern in the doors. Guess what? It is going to give you an example. Then you can from there go, I don't really like that pattern on the doors. And I think it needs to be about 15 inches wider. And, maybe let's go with some straight legs. And
Does
guess what?
that
It's going to make
exist
a
now?
modification. And
Does
you're
that
going to keep.
exist now?
Absolutely.
And can you draw me a cut list and plans?
100%. I bet
That's crazy.
there's so many AI platforms and software out there that like you could do it. I could probably go into one when I do like today, I built a vanity today, right? And I could probably go into some AI software and be like, hey, here's what I'm using. This is the vanity. Here's a picture of the vanity. I would like you to create a cut list. And it could maybe even create some plans. You would have to refine them because I just don't think it's quite there yet, right? Like
Yep.
AI is not I think
It's
we're
gonna
years
replace
away from it.
SketchUp.
Just what's that?
It's going to replace SketchUp.
Oh, for sure.
You could. Hey, just to add on to what we're saying, also think about we're all sitting at our home, video talking to each other while streaming it. While my wife just texted me and said, "Look how fast Cameron's going," and while we're on this, I just brought up, and I even know how fast he's going right now.
Holy
88,
moly.
88 miles an hour on the interstate, and think about how normal that is for me that she just texted said, "Check out how fast our son's going." While we're doing all this stuff. It's crazy how much has changed in the last 5 years from where we are today, 5 years back. And like you said, 5 years from now, it's going to be crazy because we have so much technology information available to us. It's almost overwhelming. It really is. It's almost overwhelming.
Man,
Wow. Mind blown.
This has been one of my favorite podcasts this year, I think.
just so wild. I mean, you could just go down so many rabbit holes on what you could do.
Wow.
And
You know,
I've been trying to think of what I'm going to name my chat GPT.
the only safe thing to do is name it Marianne.
or give it a guy's name. Call it Ronnie Bent
No, I'm going to call it Dude.
or Jason
Dude.
Fulton.
Hey,
I'm going to call it Dude. Hey, Dude.
The dude.
Hey, dude. You know, I have an idea. We could wait till the next podcast to talk about the since we only have a few more minutes, because there's plenty to talk about that happened with that,
And we'll have probably the final numbers in.
yes,
Of
for
what
the raffle.
Hey, Ronnie, guess what
Oh
it's
yeah,
at now?
yeah. Let's push it to next week.
Guess what it's at now? It's
Where?
a little over $3,000.
Whoa, that is nice. That's at $10 a ticket.
Yep.
So the next podcast will it have already closed the raffle? I mean,
it's the
this
10th.
this podcast.
Yeah.
Can
it'll be
can
the
we tell
10th.
can we tell people to go out and get a raffle if they haven't already? Will they see that before it closes?
No, because today's the
Nope.
6th. This will come out to Patreon on Friday. It'll already be
I'll
after
tell
the
you-
10th.
I'll post that on our Discord group just to let everybody know to get a chance because those pieces are amazing. There was no corners cut. They are high quality.
And I don't want to take away from any of the build-offs, but everybody was given an extra day.
Right.
And these are two of the finest pieces that were ever built.
And we planned more. And
They are cool. I did see them.
Oh my God.
yeah.
And
they are.
That's
I
the
can
benefit
gush
of giving
and
an
gush.
extra day. You got more time to do stuff like that.
And more time to plan.
Wow.
And our materials list was based on that plan. So we didn't have as much having to try to see what we could do with what we had.
Well, it's a good thing. I'll leave the cliffhanger at this. It's a good thing you had some extra walnut, Fulton.
Yeah, not just for more than one reason. Yes. For
Yeah,
sure.
let's table that until next week.
Yes.
We actually didn't even talk about the event. So to close this out, I think all of the three of us would like to just share a humongous thank you to not only our sponsors, but everybody that attended.
Yes.
We all really enjoyed it. Hopefully we got a chance to talk at least a little bit to everybody. Obviously those events and so many people and so many conversations, it can be difficult. I'm pretty confident that I got to talk at least to every single person that came to the event for a little while. I really enjoyed meeting everybody that I hadn't met yet. I'm sure these guys both agree.
Yes.
And
make sure you do the survey.
thank you. Make sure you do the survey.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for supporting it.
Yes.
Hopefully we had enough giveaway stuff to give to everybody. I think everybody was pretty happy with what we had
Oh yeah.
this year. And
I think
some great
everyone
prizes.
on average won like close to 3 things each. Is that about right?
yeah, we
made
got
it
into the third
almost
iteration.
3 exactly.
Yeah.
We had like 5 or 6 tickets left.
And we
when
had four grand
grand
prizes.
prizes. Yes.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I think everyone made out really nicely. I
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you, being a patron is you're getting a good deal.
Oh yeah.
To the Splinter.
Yeah.
You definitely I think you get
Yeah,
your
I
money
think-
back.
I think we had $3 million worth of giveaway prizes.
Yeah. If you're
Easily.
rounding down.
Easily 3 million. I mean, I had
Because I think it was
3
3,
million, like,
3.4, but
in one
we won't
tough
count,
box.
We
Yeah.
won't count the 0.4. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
That was in
Yes.
Canadian dollars.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to our rant on how ChatGPT is amazing and how
Also, I
can
found
use it.
out, I just got to add this for the cliffhanger for next week. I found out that Ronnie's great grandmother invented rattan.
Yes, that came out during the build off.
It came
Yes.
out.
Yes.
He lived on
Wait,
the island of rattan.
no, she lived on a rattan farm and they didn't know what to do with it.
Oh my gosh. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.